Merci Auriol aussi d'avoir été présent et généreusement dans cette résidence. C'est un vrai plaisir pour nous d'avoir initié cette opération avec toi. On espère que ça continuera, d'inviter des artistes dans le cadre de l'école. C'est quelque chose qui est pour nous important et qu'on souhaite poursuivre. Et ta générosité dans ce travail et ton investissement, le fait qu'on ait pu aussi profiter d'inviter Fabricio Moretti à réaliser une performance ici en introduction, enfin en inauguration, disons quasiment de l'exposition en avril dernier, était une belle occasion. Ensuite, d'inviter Patricia, que je salue également, parce que la performance a été parfaitement réalisée. Merci encore, bravo. I will now switch into English if you don't mind, because of the audience here today and the fact that it will be more easier for us tonight to discuss. And just as an introduction, Patricia Sandretore Rebodango, you are an art collector since the early 90s. You are the founder and the president of the Fondazione Sandretore Rebodango. You've created it in 95. So in 97, the first building of the Fondazione, Palazzo Rebodango, was opened in Guarne d'Alba, Cuneo. In 2000, the foundation took its activity of developing and promoting contemporary art a step further with the opening of a new exhibition venue in Turin, which is now an internationally acknowledged center for research, experimentation, exchange between artists, critics, creators, and collectors from all over the world. You are a member of the International Council of the New York's MoMA, the International Council of the London State Gallery, the Leadership Council of the New York New Museum, Contemporary Art Committee of Philadelphia Museum of Art. I could go on like that. You are invested as well in the board of directors of the Lyon École Nationale Supérieure des Beaux-Arts. You are an honorary member of the Monaco Project for the Art. Since 2008, also been a member of the Cultural Committee of the General Confederation of Italian Industry. Since 2014, also president of the Comitato Fondazioni Arte Contemporanea and president of the Fondazione IEOCCM.
Perfect.
Is it fine like that? Is it enough?
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here. I will maybe let Auriol first begin with a few questions about you as a collector.
Okay. First of all, thank you for this beautiful performance. It was nice also to listen in Italian. That, I love the sonority, and it was just perfect. Thank you for the invitation. Have been super, very nice to be here in Monaco, and okay. And I'll go to the questions. It's some questions, but feel free to ask also questions. I consider myself also a collector, even if it's by postcards. And for example, the piece that you perform is also related to the psychology of collecting. That is something that, I feel and I understand. And for example, is questions that I don't have the answer. Is something that is, as a collector, sometimes I put myself, and is good to try to, not to answer, but I don't know, to try. For example, can we collect everything?
Absolutely, yes. I really believe. First of all, thank you. Thank you, Benjamin. I'm so happy to be here. It's quite an experience. My first time when I read the text, I say, oh, how can that? And then I start to think, which is what I really love in my life. My sons, my husband, but what I love, my collection. And so I start to say, I have to really to imagine to be here with my collection, with one piece, another. I love you, I don't love you, I love you much, I love you less. No, and so I started, and then I received also the paper. You have to sing the song. I said, this I can't. So when you say me, no, don't worry, you have not to sing. I was so happy. But so thank you to both of you.
Thank you.
I'm very happy to be here. Yes, collecting for me is very important. It's really a passion. It's part of my life. I cannot imagine my life without my collection. But what is true, what I have to say, that you can collect at the same time different objects, different things. In my case, for example, when I was younger, when I was around 15, 14, so I started collecting small pill boxes. And I still have my collection of small pill boxes that I used to buy everywhere in your markets or places like that. And I have all my boxes on a small exercise book, and there is written when I bought, how much I spent, and the color, and
at
so
the
on.
time you were doing
Yes.
like a diary
Yes,
and
yes. I
inventory.
still have.
Yeah.
I still have a more small exercise books in which I used to write all my small pill collection. Then in the 80s, I have to say that I start collecting American costume jewelry. Even this was for me a fantastic occasion to not only just to wear or what else. For me, it was important I'm very curious, and so I discovered that in America they used to produce in the past century many beautiful objects, not precious, not expensive, just costume jewelry, and for me it was also interesting to be able to read the story of United States of the last century through my collection. And so I start to buy, to like my pieces, to use too, because in this case I also can use. And then obviously my big love was contemporary art. But also in this sense, I think that in a certain way, to collect was in my DNA. I remember my mother that used to collect, for example, mice, Sèvres, vases, objects, spending hours and hours in gallery to see. So I think that I grew up with the idea that collect was fantastic, and I collected, and I have different kind of collection, as you too. You have a lot of collection, and how many postcards do you have?
Now you have to tell that.
Tell
publicly.
us.
Yeah. It's I can't go to the number exactly.
You say 80?
It's,
Say
yeah, but the exact number.
sorry.
You have to be precise.
Sorry.
Yeah, because yesterday I bought some new ones.
Okay, so you have to
So
update
you had-
your
had
collection.
some-
Yes.
81,653.
81,000.
Makes a lot.
81,000.
More than
Yeah.
80,000.
No,
In fact, I ask, how do you keep? Do you have a storage? Do you have?
yeah, I have, the difference between you and us, it's like postcards don't keep space, so much space. The number is big, but postcards, I'm happy. I don't choose to collect postcards, it's more postcards that choose me. But it's good that this relationship happens with an object that don't take a lot of space. No? Benjamin have been in my apartment, and actually the collection is between the books. It could be unnoticed. No?
Could be.
Now it's growing and growing and growing, and it's more visible. But
It's bigger now.
yeah,
If I come back, it's 200 more.
yeah,
So
Oh, yes,
it's a lot,
because
but it's not
you're
that
French.
big. That's right.
yeah. And I want to ask you more questions. Also, how many pieces make a collection? Which is the number who makes a collection?
I don't think. Now, what do you think, Ida? Because today with us there is Ida Gianelli. I'm so happy that she's here, because really at the beginning, we're talking about 92 when I started collecting, it was so important for me, Ida, because she used to come and teach me. And if I have to say that if I saw a big passion for women artists, female artists, is thanks to her, that she explained me, she passed me all her passion, and so I'm so happy that she's there. What do you think? There is a number for a collection in a museum or in a private collection?
Yes. There is a number.
Maybe the number is unlimited, actually,
Yes.
or no, because sometimes it's when I begin the collection of postcards. The first time I found one postcard in the flea market, I was attracted to the object, but not knowing.
Yes.
A second was something, a third, and at some point I realized that is the passion starts. No, it's more this
And then you can
this
stop
abstract
anymore.
number.
But in my case, I have to say yes, that obviously the collection is growing years after years. The collection grow, and in my case, my collection is really a generational collection, at least when I started. When I started in the 90s, I started to collect artists of my same generation. And in fact, when sometimes some people ask me, but why do you like contemporary art? I say, because thanks to contemporary art, you can know the artists, talk with them, understand what there is behind their work, visit their studio. So this, it's fantastic. It can happen only if you collect contemporary art. And so at the beginning, my collection was artists of my same age. Except for photography, in this case, I try to collect not only works just produced, but I decided to start collect photography from 1839. So the beginning of the story of the photography with the daguerreotipo and so on. And this is the only section. I have around 3,000 photo album daguerreotipi. That is a part of the collection, very precise. And then there is the collection of contemporary art, as I say, more than 1,000 works. Obviously, many of these works are really huge, big, because if I have to say, I never bought a work of art thinking this is perfect for my wall, this is perfect to decorate my house. Never. In fact, when we have to install work at home, is always difficult because they are too heavy, too big. But I think that a collection, as we were talking before, in my case at least, a collection is not a collection of names, but of works. So for me, what is very important is not to say I have A, B, C, D, but I have this work. And yes, sometimes some of this work then belong to artists that they don't work anymore and so on. But if the work is so precise, is so strong, so in synchronized with the moment in which we live, I'm sure that even in the next year will remain a work of art. And so all my collection has been built in this direction. And for me, obviously, it's important to buy fair, galleries, but what is really important, and this I can do that thanks to the Fondazione, it's so important to commission new work, to be involved in the production of new works. That means to sometimes to invite artists, sometimes are artists that come to ask to be a part of a project. And for me it's very important and interesting to see the evolution of the work, to talk with the artists. Even when we produce new work, I say we because there are also my curator in this case, and we don't want to say to the artist what he or she has to do. They can do what they want. And then obviously we talk about the production of the work, but for all what this the economy part of the stuff, I always I used to speak with the galleries because I really believe I never bought a work from an artist. I really believe that it's important to respect all the persons that are in the art world, all the art actors of the art world. And so yes, we discuss with the artists, we decide to work on a project, but then we speak to the gallery, and not every time I buy the artist that we decided to produce. Sometimes yes, and if I buy, obviously I will pay, because pay the difference, maybe I ask a discount, but I pay. Instead, other case that we decided that we don't buy because we produce quite a lot. And so in this case, works remain to the artist and we don't ask back the money. And this aspect for me is so important because it's a way also to live with the artist, because when, as you have this occasion with Benjamin, to stay here, to spend time together, to know the artist, and then I'm lucky because they can live. I have a small house close to mine in which they come and they stay at home, so we can have dinner together. And now what is fantastic for me that I start to collect in second generation, because now I collect artists that has the same age of my sons, and this is fantastic too, no? Because it's a way to remain updated, to know what happened. And I have to say that I'm learning so much from the young artists, because obviously they use any digital technological things that for me it's not always so easy, but this is good because it gives me the possibility to remain update, to know what is the artwork, to remain in tune. And this is it's something that you can it can only happen if you love contemporary art. Not artists, I mean, but their work and what they do.
And as well, when you run a foundation as well, I mean, the step from being a collector and decided to be a collector with a foundation has been like a step for you in 2 years, beginning collecting contemporary art, and then to act as an art collector with a foundation, producing artists, and not only, I mean, the fact that you join curators, young curators into the foundation. What has been the step from collecting and then running a foundation?
Yes, when I started in 1992 was, I think, a particular moment because it was not an economical easy moment, and I remember going to visit gallery. I went to London. London was really important. I went to London, and really a lot of galleries opened their gallery, their storage, and we went to visit artist studio. I still remember Anish Kapoor, was 1992, May 1992. I went to visit Anish Kapoor's studio, and on the floor there was so many small, beautiful red, yellow, and blue board with the pigment that Anish used, and Anish started to explain me. Obviously, it was something fantastic, and so it's for that I decided to collect. But I understood that to collect was not enough, because in Italy I was lucky because living in Torino there was a Castello di Rivoli, but I want to remember that the Maxi, the museum in Rome, opened in 2010. So this gives an idea from 1990 to 2010, 20 years. And in this period, I really understood the lack of institution, the desire to support the artists in which I believe. And then for me from the beginning was also important to share my collection. I really believe that the collection have not to remain in storage. I really believe that the collection have to be shared. I was lucky. I have been lucky because I could meet the artist, I could buy their work, and so this was really important for me to give back. And so for these three reasons, I decided in 1995 to open the Fondazione San Ettore Reboldengo.
Nevertheless, the foundation is not devoted to your collection. You're not showing your collection, you're producing exhibition, but the collection is going somewhere else.
Absolutely. The Fondazione, I always say, the Fondazione is not the house of the collection. Never I imagine my space, my Fondazione in Torino or the other space in Guarene is a place for the collection. My Fondazione is a place for the artists. It's a place in which the artists, they can come, they can work, they can produce the work, they can show. Absolutely. No, for me, this has been from the beginning very, very important. Obviously, that sometimes we show some part of the collection, but this just sometimes is not the house. They say that the collection is traveling. The collection travels all over the world. We had the collection. I have a friend of mine, Miriam Gaggini, that she's from Quito, Ecuador, and we had the collection in Ecuador. The collection was at the Whitechapel Gallery in London. The collection was in Monaco. So many years ago, we show a part of the collection here in Monaco. So the collection is traveling, and I have to say that it's always difficult when your work leave your home or your storage and go. But when you arrive in a place, in a museum, and you see your work hang on the wall or displayed on the gallery, it's something fantastic. You really, at least for me, it's a fantastic moment. And so yes, the collection, just now we have the collection in Catania, for example, in a fantastic historical palazzo, and even in this case was so amazing to see, the dialogue between old rooms and contemporary artworks, and this for me is something meraviglioso.
That's why you decided to open a new space in Madrid recently?
We're working on Madrid. Not easy, because as you know, Madrid, every 6 months they change the government. You know better than me. And now I'm so sad, because for what I understood,
they have to do it again.
They will go to vote again in November. And so as my space is the space that we are working on is in a public place, so we are we're still not
It's a
all
public
the...
space.
Yes.
The Maya
Yes.
decided to loan you
Exactly.
for a few years to have the foundation.
Exactly, in order to do exhibition. But I'm not worried because I've started, because, for example, yes, you asked me, I didn't answer, sorry. For me, are really important the curators, because I really believe that an institution have to pay attention to the artists, but also to the curators. And then obviously to the Italian artists. And so for that, 13 or 14 years ago, we decided because it was a decision also that Francesco Bonami at that moment was my artistic director, and we decided to find a way to support Italian artists at the same time to give an opportunity to young artists to know our country and to our curators. Sorry. For that, every year we ask to the most known international curatorial school in the world, around 20, to send us two CV of young curators that just finished the school. Then in November there is a jury. The jury interview all these young curators. Then we choose 3 of them, and in January the 3 curators arrived in Torino. And then they start to travel from Torino to Venezia, from Milano to Sicilia to Catania. So they visited, they say, around 200 artists. Obviously in Italy we don't have 2 young artists, but so this is an opportunity for them to visit the artists, to visit the galleries, to go to see the museum. Then they come back to Torino and they start to work on an exhibition. They have to find a title, a concept, to invite the artists. They have a little money to produce, a little budget to produce some works. And then there is the exhibition. And this is a project that we really believe that is important for us, at least, because it's a way to create a network between young Italian artists that they don't have often so many possibilities to be known, and curators from all over the world. And after 13 edition, I really can say that it works, because many of the curators that after they go to museum, they start to work in galleries, they invite artists that they met in Italy. And so we believe so much in this project that next year we will start the same project in Spain. And we have an application now. We are seeing the curator, because obviously we need a curator living in Spain that can move and know which is the situation in Spain. And we will do the same project in Spain. So we don't have already the space, but we start to work for Spanish artists and for young curators.
And there is a relation between this residency in Italy and the creation of the Comitato I was talking about, the fact that you decided to gather different art foundations in Italy to work together?
Yes. Not really a relation. There was, for example, there is a relation with another school that we have a school that is called Campo. It's for young curators, and in this case it's quite different. It's longer because the foreign curator, they stay in Italy 4 months. Instead, Campo, it's around 9 months, and they have 1 month they field trip, and so they go to visit artists in Rome or in Naples or in Milano, and the other month they stay in Torino and they study, because obviously the Fondazione is not a big museum, but we are the same that a museum. We have the curator,
you have everything
the
a
education,
museum needs.
and so this is in this there is a lot of connection. Instead, this is another project that I really believe that is important to collaborate. It's the only way to live in our world, is the only way to support artists and to work. And so for that, some years ago, in 2014, I met the Ministro Franceschini, that was the Ministro in Italy, that now is again the Ministro in
He's back
Italy.
again.
Yes. And in this occasion, the Ministro Franceschini said, yes, I want to find a way to work private and public and to support contemporary art. And so I say, Ministro, I'm here. I have an idea of a project. If I create a committee, if I put together a number of Italian foundations do you want to work with us? As you asked me in the performance. And the minister said yes. And so we created a committee. We are 14 foundation from Torino to Venezia again with Palazzo Grassi, Fondazione Memmo. We have Fondazione in Rome, we have Fondazione Trussardi in Milano, and we arrived to Sicilia, to Catania, with Fondazione Broadback. And I think that was important because, first of all, because a way also for us to know each other, to work together. And then was it's important because we start to talk with the Ministro, with the director of the Ministero, and we explained them how it was important to find money to support our Italian artists. And so I explained what happened, for example, with the British Council. With the British Council, they have around £40 million every year for the young artists. And this was not impossible to have 40 million pounds, but now we have a little bit less than 2 million euro every year that the Ministero used to support Italian artists. So for us was good, was a great experience. And then just in order to say how much we like to work together, for example, this year in April, we, in all the fondazioni that wanted to participate, we opened an exhibition with an Italian artist, or many Italian artists, or a collective, and the same day, the same hour, just to also to explain how our foundation are working for Italian artists and are working all together. So it's a way, as I said, I really believe a lot. I think that we have to work together. And now that is a so difficult moment, because it's not an easy moment, if we can work together, if we can create exchange, if we can cooperate also museums from all over the world, it's for that I really believe to be part of International Council of Museum and so on. And for example, with the Philadelphia Museum, I'm in the advisory board of the Philadelphia Museum. And in this case, we decided 4 years ago to start a project to commission every 2 years a work to a young artist working with film, performance, video, because obviously it's not easy for the market and for the gallery to do that. It's not like a painting or a sculpture. And so we started this project, and in 2 years ago, we started with the first project that was with Rachel Rose. And in this case, we produced a film that was shown in Philadelphia and then in Torino. Now we are working with another artist, very young artist, that in this case will be different. Martin Sim is the name of the artist. Is very young, but she's very, very, very interesting. And so we'll be in Torino before now in March 2020, and in Philadelphia. And now we already work on the third edition of this project. And for me, it's good to have this collaboration with a big museum. Philadelphia is one of the most biggest museums of the world that work together with a small foundation in Torino. And so this, I think, that is the direction that we can also have fun, because at the end to have relation with artists, with curators, with director of museum, to work all together is something fantastic that can only happen if you work with artists, believe in artists, and if you want really to be part of this fantastic world that is our world of contemporary art.
Thank you so much, Patricia, for this talk after the performance. If there is a few questions, we'll have the time she will have the time to respond in a few minutes, then we have to close the villa, sorry for that. So if you have questions, please do. I will take 2 or 3 from you. Or do you know everything you wanted to know about Patrizia Zambretto Rebodengo?
If not, I can invite all of you to come to visit me.
Yes, of course.
Now, on Saturday, in 2 days, we open an exhibition in Guarene. As I said, Guarene, yes, we have 2 places. Guarene is we didn't talk about our 2 spaces. We have 2 spaces. One is in Guarene. Guarene is a small village in front of Alba, So it's a nice moment to come because in a few weeks we have white truffles, Barolo, Barbaresco. So I invite you in a nice place. And we have a palazzo from my husband's family that was closed for many years. In 1997, we decided to open and to be a center for art. And 20 years ago, we started a project with only photographers, I mean, artists that just took photo. And it's called From Guarene to Etna. And in 1999, this project started in Etna, then it traveled and so on. And now, on Saturday, we opened the 20th edition of the project, before in Guarene, and in February 2020 in Taormina again, where the project started. And so I want to invite you to come to Guarene, and then obviously I invite you to come to Torino on November the 1st during Artissima, that we open a new exhibition of Berlinde de Bruchiere. And I'm sure that will be a good exhibition. Are all new works. We completely change, as we did for Adrián Villarrojas some years ago, we do the same things. We are demolishing walls because she has a lot of dogs. It's normal with artists like that. And so I will be more than happy if you can come to Guarene or to Torino, November the 1st. It's also a good moment because there is the fair, Artissima open just in that days. And
one question,
Madame Rivard, vous écoute.
how can you succeed in doing all these things? Because I do many things, and really it's difficult, but you are crazy.
but Madame Rig,
You do so many things.
Madame Rig was so fantastic. Last year we had an exhibition with an artist from Korea, no, not Korea, but was an exhibition that was China, Japan, Korea, Taiwan, Taipei, Philippines, everything. And one of the artists wanted a boat. I said, where?
She provided.
Oh. I said, I have a good idea. I
know
can
someone.
call my friend here. And she was fantastic. She said,
She's
"Don't
everywhere
go-"
as well. She's
said-
maybe not everywhere where you should go, but she's everywhere as
It
well.
was a boat that after it was destroyed.
Ah, yeah?
No. I have the boat. I didn't destroy it. The boat is there. If you want back, no. I say no. We can't destroy. We remove all the paraffin because you remember it covered with tons and tons of paraffin, and then obviously we have to remove. And then the idea was to destroy, but I said I cannot destroy.
Better to
I
keep
couldn't.
it.
So you know that when you want, it's only on rain. That when you want, we can from the river Po. Maybe we can find a way to arrive to
Really, it's the secret of what is organization.
passion. I really believe that if you have passion, if you like, what you are
What you
doing,
do.
that you can do everything. And this for me is passion. Obviously now is my
That
job.
was the subject
Full
of
time.
today, I guess.
Full time.
It was all about love today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again, Patricia Sandro. Merci, au revoir. Bonne soirée, je vous libère simplement pour vous dire que le prochain rendez-vous c'est un mardi 8 octobre avec Gilles Clément à la Villa Palomar, et celui d'après ce sera un mardi toujours 29 octobre avec le docteur Parer et Katia Ricaboni de la Fondation de France au sujet de la salle des départs de Ettore Spalletti qui a été réalisée en 96 à Garches. Ce sera l'occasion de revenir sur cette œuvre réalisée et en cours de destruction éventuelle puisque l'hôpital déménage. Voilà, d'autres rendez-vous peut-être encore à venir, mais je ne les ai pas là tout à fait en tête. Merci d'être venu, bonne soirée. Merci à toi. C'est parfait. Merci. Vraiment.
Merci. Thank you. Grazie a todo. No, sai cosa mi sta capendo? Sai cosa mi sta? No, sai cosa penso adesso?